to be offended with Joe and Tim. Oh, you throw me for a loop.
I just really like when I listen back and I hear the can opening in stereo in my headset. So I literally save.
You save your alcoholism for when you're being recorded. Okay.
This is my first sip, actually. So
yeah, it changed your voice all of a sudden. Your voice immediately changed.
And another thing. Yeah, so just skip ahead to the second half of the show, listeners, because
really?
I'm just getting lubed up now.
Oh, no. You're talking about show prep. I'm going to just sneak this in. This is not a real topic, but I was going to put it on my list, and I was like, nah, it's stupid. But now that it's stupid, I'm going to do it anyway. There are certain things that you do before the show or during the show, like become an alcoholic. And like for me,
before the show,
I usually fast before the show. I usually don't eat. For some reason,
that makes a lot of sense.
Hungry brings out the rage.
Yeah.
I don't think I can do the hello, as proper. But today, I couldn't hold it in any longer. I was like, you know what? No. I need to get a snack. I need to have something in my stomach. And so now,
cookies.
I don't know what level of funny I'm at because I haven't eaten before doing the show in a long time. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, there you go.
Maybe you won't get as angry if I do a pronoun.
Oh, no. I think I'll get angrier. No. What do you have in your goodness? I've got a lot of shit, but the floor is yours.
So my son's turning 3. By the way, happy birthday, Joe.
Oh God, no. Okay.
Would you like to wish me a happy birthday? Early birthday?
No, not yet.
Or my wife early, or my son early.
Why were we all born at the same time? Okay, whatever.
Yeah, that's scientists are gonna study that forever. Yeah.
Okay, so you have a kid story.
So he's turning 3. So and another baby's on the way. So we wanted to get him into his big boy. So we got him a full-size bed, a dresser, a little side table, and we decided it was easier just to set him up in what was now the guest room than to switch over the nursery, only to rebuild the nursery in 7 months or whatever, 6 months. God, I don't even want to know. 12 months, hopefully 2 years from now.
It's just over. Just cook the baby. Just cook it.
Yeah. Just keep to stay in there as long as possible. I want to be like shoving a college diploma, one of those rolled up college diplomas up there because he's still in there in 18 years. Anyway, so the point is, brand new, but we had to get out the queen, right? So we have a
queen.
We have a queen size set.
Queen, okay. I was like, are you telling me about pronouns, and now you're telling me you got a queen for your fucking kid?
Yeah, no, I've had a homosexual living in our guest room for the past 2.5 years. We call him the queen.
He just comes out. Hey guys,
yeah, we got to evict him.
The queen is here.
It's kind of like Full House,
he just got Uncle Joey somewhere,
or half baked, the man on the couch or something. We just have we have a queen living upstairs that no. By the way, it's funny that we both went to queen as in a homosexual queen,
of course,
and not like the Queen of England.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, most people in the world would have been like, Jelly-o, no. Bob's your uncle, whatever the queen says.
No.
So anyway, we had to get out a Bob's bed. It's a full
Bob the Builder's bed. Okay.
Like the bed thing, a big giant.
This feels like a long story. I'm worried now.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces.
7 stories. Oh, okay.
A full box spring. Full queen size bed.
The fuck are you spoiling these kids for? Put a mattress on the floor. The kid does not remember.
No, this has to leave. So this has to leave.
Yeah.
So we have to. So that has to leave the 3rd story bedroom. And then in its place has to be now the full size bed
bouncy
set,
bed,
the dresser that comes pre-built, and the night table that comes pre-built. And luckily, we got a new mattress, so that was delivered by the strong men, right? So So we're trying to figure out.
Did you have to get the Home Depot app going?
Well, that's where I'm going. So
okay.
So we order the mattress.
Music now.
we order the mattress, and then we decide to get ourselves a new mattress because we're not happy with ours. Yeah. So they're like, "Well, we can deliver tomorrow." I'm like, "Okay, no." I'm doing my head trying to figure out when I literally have to do all the stuff. I have no help from my pregnant wife.
Tim's got to do stuff. You know what that is.
So I have to, That's right.
It's a handy minute.
That's right. It is.
All right. So what did you do, Tim?
Okay, so that's last Saturday. So now I'm looking. Okay. So I schedule the delivery of the mattresses for your birthday.
Yeah.
Because I figure that's a 3-day weekend. And that's the third day of the 3-day weekend. So, so we're, and all this we're trying to figure out. We got plans here. We got plans there. It's Christmas Eve. I got to watch the Dolphins. I got to watch fantasy football, So my wife, she's like, I was looking and there's this thing called TaskRabbit. And we can hire people to come over and they'll do all this for you. And I'm like,
wait a second. Why is there the name Rabbit in this? Rabbit is a very sexual word to throw in there.
The app's been around for a while, TaskRabbit.
Yeah, I'm sure it's been around. It's been around the block.
Well, it's been around, and that's exactly what I said. I'm like, this is literally the Home Depot app. I'm like, you're cuckolding me right now. I'm like, you're gonna hire two guys, one to take about the bed, and the other one to fuck
take
you.
her in the back.
Yeah. I'm like, this is literally the famous Home Depot app where you don't think that I can do all this by myself. So you're suggesting a TaskRabbit, and we hire this gang of men to come over for a gangbang / furniture move. Yeah.
That's what they call it now when they put the furniture together.
Oh yeah, no, obviously, yeah. Well, you got to test out the mattress, right?
Break in the box spring,
and then you have the old mattress going out. So it's like you want to give it one last usage, right? So.
Well,
anyway, so
this is great news.
So my wife totally Home Depot apped me and suggested, and then she tried to play it off.
Our own thing against you.
Yeah, she tried to play it off that I was too busy to do it.
You're too busy. I'm just sitting here in my boxers watching TV. You're too busy
with my friends.
You're too busy
watching 17 hours of football a week.
Yeah, I'm just gonna order 2 guys to come on over. Don't worry about the sound you hear in the background.
No, it's just the bed being taken apart. You will hear the sound of a bed moving.
There's lots of squeaking going on, and
it's just the mattress being moved.
Yeah,
and
it's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Well, great, lovely. I'm glad. Is that going to be your pre-show ritual now? So you get angry?
we asked them to take off their shoes, and then they realized their pants were dirty. So of course they had to take off their pants. One thing led to another, and the good news is
it's been cold recently. Maybe they need to keep everybody warm.
I'm pleased to announce I successfully...
You're having another kid?
So my wife's having another kid. That's not mine.
Yeah, that was the inception. This story is older than you're letting on to me.
I am pleased to announce that we did not TaskRabbit it. I did take apart the full bed myself, move the box spring. I was able to get the mattress in the hall.
Yeah, because you were afraid you were about to lose your freaking wife.
I brought up all the pieces to the new bed, put it together, brought up the nightstand by myself, and then I got a buddy on Monday who had a truck, and then we brought down all the stuff. We loaded into his truck, we slid it. It was great, and then he helped me with the dresser. So I actually did, and then
another thing
because my in-laws wanted the bed, so we put it in his truck.
What is this, the fucking Tim? Let me tell you about my life hour.
And then it's a handy minute. I'm just saying. I took apart and re-put together a bed and moved queen size mattress and box spring down 3 flights of stairs into a pickup truck and then back up 3 flights of stairs at a different house. So thank you. And no one fucked my wife.
Well. I was waiting for the threesome brag story, but it didn't happen. So okay, whatever.
Not if it's with the guy you met on
TaskRabbit. You have the queen hidden away. I don't know what you're doing with the queen.
That's not a brag. I'm not sure. Not sure people brag about. Do people brag about MMF?
People brag about everything, man. If you could brag about it on Instagram. So I got a story. I got multiple stories. I got a story for you for part 2. Part 2, there's a stupid Joe story. The younger Joe story. I've been holding this one back for an entire season because I knew we were going to have season 3. So I'm holding it back. But I got a question. This is the fucking Tim hour today. I got a question for you. What did you do with all those goddamn toothbrushes? Because I'm listening back to old shows and you're telling me you've got this Costco, 40,000 toothbrush thing for getting, supposedly laid, which you didn't. And then like did they float away in the great flood of 20 whatever or
yeah, so for the recap for the listeners, when me and our mutual friend Harrison moved in, like 26 years old to
it was a
house,
plan.
We thought we were like these studs, so we decided that we should get like a bunch of toothbrushes and we bring
the
girls
dumbest
home
idea, the biggest red flag.
And we could give them like a brand new toothbrush to like brush their teeth in the morning, or even to brush their teeth before they go to bed. And then like we immediately got like girlfriends and never got to use the toothbrushes. I do not know what happened to I assume that I cycled through them over a great number of years.
Okay. Because I was wondering, because there's like...
They could have been low lying and they could have been lost to the flood.
There's the ex-girlfriend...
Because I did keep a lot of my... oh, no, I would have picked it up.
No, there's the ex-girlfriend box that a lot of guys have that might be like stored away like somewhere. And I know we've talked about your ex-girlfriend box already. Well, we've talked about many of their boxes, but we talked about the box.
Leave my ex-girlfriend out of this. You can say anything you want about my wife, but I mean, come on.
No,
my ex-girlfriend is someone else's wife.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not fair.
My ex-wives. No, we talked about that already, but like, I wonder, is that like one of those things where your wife didn't know why you had 7,000 toothbrushes?
Until she heard the podcast
Yeah,
episode?
like she doesn't listen to that show. So I'm wondering, like, she's like, oh, how great. You have so many toothbrushes. And meanwhile, she doesn't know that they're fuck toothbrushes.
I had to lie and say I was a prepper.
Yeah.
Or something like, but like
the one important thing.
I just started my
Toilet
prepping,
paper,
so like all I got so far was toothbrushes. And then like she met me right just as I had just become a prepper.
Great.
And then I immediately forgot about the hobby.
Oh my God.
Second after
it's like, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. Anyway, so I was worried about the toothbrushes. I didn't know if that was going to affect your marriage.
She could have gotten one in hindsight. She might have had the.
She might have had the last.
Amongst
sex.
the last.
Oh! I won't get into detail then.
You're not going to go through someone's like
toothbrush storage.
You're not gonna like it's one of those things like like when someone's like, oh, we're out of paper towels and like a roll appears, like you don't like follow back to the source to see if it's like. This is a horrid mountain of paper towels. Yeah, well, so I think it's the same thing with toothbrushes.
All right, well,
and also, who would think that I would be so dumb as to have a hoard of toothbrushes?
I would
purchase it. Well,
if I came into your house and I just saw, like, if I
was me already. If you just met me, you would never suspect that the toothbrush I handed you was from a hoard of sex toothbrushes.
At least they're not used.
Of unused sex toothbrushes.
Yeah, if they were like in Ziploc bags and you saved them for after the girl.
You just instead of collecting panties, I just collect.
You collect. The more DNA, the better.
I'm saving it for the day where you can do cloning, and then I'll just recreate all my one night stands.
Oh, 2015. I remember that year.
A good vintage. Yes.
Oh, God. Well,
ring this out.
I've got another one here. Let's see. I got. All right. I've got a couple of bones to pick. No pun intended. I don't know. Brushing teeth. There's
it's a stretch.
Yeah, it's a stretch. Everything's a stretch with me. Let's see. What do we got here? Oh no. Some of these are rants. Let me see. Okay. We have.
Take a breath, Joe. Take a breath.
No. I got to get it in.
We have time, Joe.
No, we don't.
You already ate. What are you rushing to?
I have sugar now. No.
Oh my God.
Okay, I got one.
I feel like I'm listening to a sped up version of our podcast right now.
It's okay. I'm trying to speed it up. I'm trying to get it so the listeners don't turn off. Okay. We talked about this a little bit, but I want to go back to Instagram. And how horrible of a thing, here we go.
Oh, rant music.
Okay.
I'm going to sit back and drink some cider.
So, so if you're like popular back in the day, when we were young, if you had like somebody who was popular in school, maybe like 500 people would know who you are. maybe.
Okay.
Right?
Yes, that's a good.
Like that's and you have a giant ego. If you're the jock or the hot chick, and you're walking down the hallway, and everybody knows your name, and everybody's like ogling you, and you hear all these little things.
I'm not sure the music matches the setup. Maybe you want to put it back on when you start.
No. It's getting.
When you start ranting, you're still doing the setup.
It's building up. So that's like one of those things where it's like, okay,
that's a good point.
It's
people
like 500 people. Okay.
Like you go to your high school reunion and you think you were popular new people, and then there's still like 70 people show up who you have no idea who they are.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, I thought I knew everyone in high school. Then it turns out you really didn't. You only knew like, you only knew what people know you. There's still like 1,000 people who never heard of you.
Yeah. So nowadays, right?
They have you've got 14,000 followers on Instagram.
Well, but here's the thing: how fucking unhealthy is it? Because if you remember back from the jocks and the what were the girls called? I forget what what we called
sluts.
Sluts? No. That's too PSC. No. Whatever the hot girls were, like they had.
I don't think I even called. There was no
jocks in
the.
I don't know.
No,
anyway.
we didn't call them anything.
Just hot chicks.
It was just the popular kids.
All right, whatever. So
the kids who started having sex.
They were like super into themselves, and they were full of it, and they were assholes then, right? Now imagine instead of 500, you have 500,000 people on the fucking, like, all over the world telling you, oh, you're so hot, you're this, you're that, just the thousands of people every day telling you how good looking you are, how amazing you are, how talented you are. How fucked up are we for this next like 10 years for when these people grew up like that to now be like in charge of municipalities and things like that? like
well, they say like Taylor Swift, like everyone hated her in school, like everyone hated Mariah Carey in school. So you like those people always like, I'm not sure everyone in the school has like, you know, that level of a following. Like I think the people who have like the Addison Reed of the school, there was always the Taylor Swift in the school. So I don't think it changes for most people. I'm just talking about ego.
I'm talking about how big of an ego. Like I'm comparing a giant ego 20 years ago. And how bad it was 20 years ago to now what kind of ego you can have. Like
I don't think you can go from TikTok butt bikini dancer to like fire inspector. Like I think that like
oh, you could. But I'm like, is there, what is the pedestal that you're on now? Say you're not a musician, you're not an artist, you don't do anything, you're just one of these 21-year-old in a bikini. Lovely.
You just live to be hot and travel. Take pictures.
But I'm saying is like these influencers. They're not even influencers. That's the thing. They have no brand. They're nothing. They just organically have lots of guys following them because one photo. No, I'm saying one photo of a hot girl in a bikini in college will immediately get likes from everybody in college, and then their college bros will see that and like it, and then it'll just spread,
and that's it. And to old men like us.
Yes, and then I click on it and I'm like, oh, this is great. And but by the time like they're not even out of college yet, they're already like internet famous for nothing. Where do you go from being literally 500,000 people in the world being like, oh my God, you're fucking hot, I want to fuck you, and your DMs blowing up? What do you have to do to then socialize in the real world? Is that it? You can never turn back to reality. You have to remain on the internet and you have to just show your boobs forever. Like what happens when she's 32?
I mean, is it kind of like the there's a long history of like NBA players specifically, who go bankrupt in their 30s and 40s.
Okay.
Child stars who end up, so
you think it's going to be a giant thing of child stars?
Yeah,
now?
I think the out of touch, like the no longer popular, the no longer hot, whatever, like no longer cool influencer goes the way of the NBA star or the child star or somebody where like they just it doesn't cut anymore. Yeah, you end up like they become more desperate. they probably end up getting some kind of.
But then they have like the OnlyFans. Like these girls, they're literally living off of OnlyFans.
You know what?
Yeah, segue alert.
I forgot about OnlyFans.
Yeah, like they're living. You're right. They're living off of this. Like,
you're correct.
They are non-porn porn stars.
But then the desperation will turn into porn stars. So you actually, I think.
Is that it? Is every girl that I've seen on Instagram now?
Every girl.
They all have an OnlyFans, and if they don't have an OnlyFans, they're gonna have to.
They'll either do like the very few people like Addison Rae or somebody, or
I don't know who that
is. The Charlie D'Amico. There's some Instagram people. Okay, well,
I'm so out of touch.
There are some Instagram people who have into mainstream fame. They transcended, into mainstream fame. And yeah, I think you're correct. I think I'm wrong. They're not. You're correct. They will end up getting an OnlyFans.
I think that's the only thing.
And then
the
numbers are going to start to drop. So there'll be like a little bit of areola. Yeah. And then the numbers go up again, then they drop again. So then now it's full nipple. And then so within 3 years, it's like full on all fours.
Yeah,
like
and it's just like
with like a butt plug in there.
But what's the end game?
They're heading towards the butt plug. No, butt plug. That's the end game.
Oh, that's the 26. What's the age?
Once you've inserted something into your butt, for paying subscribers,
that's it.
That's it. Yeah. There's
you know what? I know a chess player who can have an OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Good callback.
But you're right though, because it is that level of I don't know how you're not going to become an elementary school teacher or something.
Exactly. There's not many things you could do in a regular job. Like I've seen a couple of these. Apparently, dental hygienists are like some of the really hot girls. X-ray technicians and dental hygienists. Apparently, only females who are very good looking go to school for that, because it's like
it's like a certificate degree.
Yeah, it's like the least amount of effort for the most amount of pay kind of thing. And it seems to be like, I guess hot girls that's what they want to do. So like every time like you go to a dental hygienist, there's always like the fucking gorgeous
munching on Skittles all day to get into the cavity and go molest his dental hygienist.
Yeah, it's just want it in my mouth. So like
Joe's just so happy when they put that lead thing down on his lap.
Just pushes it down.
Just gives it a little pressure on his aching boner. So it gives him that little bit. Joe never actually used his textbooks.
They don't have to drug me up. It's okay.
But he would ride on the bus with the textbooks on his lap and look forward to the bus.
Just bouncing up and down. Sit over the rear axle.
Yeah, I don't even know whose books they were. They definitely weren't yours.
I wasn't going to school anymore at that point.
Joe was standing there.
I would just get on the bus and get off and get back around again.
Just circle right back. Yeah.
There's a late bus that comes around and picks up the kids again. No, I just think that those people, which is a large amount. Those people, yes, those fuckers, those girls who are in their early 20s, like they literally have nowhere to go. And I'm just like, I'm thinking it's unprecedented. There isn't in the history of human life, there hasn't been this much exposure to people who are zero talent that have that much following.
I'm sure when everyone came home shell-shocked from World War II, that was unprecedented too. We made it through that.
No.
People went from like liberating Holocaust camps
go on my naughty boy
to being like an assistant clerk of like the land recording records in like the Oneida County courthouse or something.
I don't
like
know what the words you're saying are.
I'm picking the most boring job, the most boring location. So someone literally like went into Auschwitz, gunned down some Nazis, saw some horrific stuff, and they came home. And because of like the veterans thing for civil service, they got a job as like the land clerk. And all they do is stamp deeds all day. So I mean, if someone could go from World War II to stamping like,
but it's different. World War II, people don't know your life. Like World War II, you show up. Oh, he's wearing a military uniform. He must be,
I'm saying, but they made it from the trauma of war. So I mean,
you're talking about trauma.
What I'm saying
this isn't trauma. It's the reverse. The trauma is coming up. Their war is about to start.
I guess what I'm saying is if you can reprogram the brain in that way, that maybe there's hope for the butt shakers that like you can like I used to shake my butt, and now I'm an assistant manager at a Holiday Inn in Bethesda, Maryland.
There's these girls that dance. That's all they do. They're not naked. They're not trying to do anything.
Are they wearing bras?
They're wearing bras,
booty shorts or something.
Yeah,
no.
I mean they're still cute and young.
I've
and
never seen those on my feed.
They're showing like a little belly or whatever, but they're just regular like 20-something-year-olds that dance. That's it. But it's not even like competitive dancing or anything. They're like those stupid hand dance bullshit, TikTok, whatever. And they've got like 1 million views. And it's not just like one of them or 10 of them or 100 of them. If you just click on them and then it'll like show you related things, there are tens of thousands of these people, guys and girls, who do this. And they have like 1 million followers on TikTok. And I'm like, what is your end game like mentally? How do you go from having 1 million people telling you that they like you and you look good to then being thrown into the workforce?
To be like an accountant.
Yeah. Like there is nothing. There's no end. Guys, get off the fucking internet.
Shut it down. Joe's going to go find the wire.
Shut it down.
Joe's going to pull the...
My rant music wasn't long enough for that rant.
No. I'm not. Indigada DeVito wasn't long enough for that rant.
We have to go for a break already. It was 2 topics. 2 topic show. There we go.
Nothing like finishing a rant aimed at 18-year-olds with a Indigada DeVito reference. That was really...
You know they did a remake. They put it to a beat now. It's back out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's actually you actually mentioned the song that they would probably know. Oh. You gotta come on.
Someone's TikToking to it.
Someone's shaking their ass to it right now. With
I usually watch the ass shaking videos with the sound off, mercifully. So I actually have no idea what they're dancing to.
Scroll. Ooh,
no, I'm just there for the butts.
Ooh, scroll. Yeah, okay, we get it. Okay, we gotta go. I'm too hyped. I shouldn't have eaten. God damn it.
You should have masturbated before this, apparently, too. You're all hyped up.
And we're back.
Back from Joe's break.
Just had to release.
It's every time you talk about another jiggly butt, you can just feel like your blood pressure rising.
I should wear one of those like live. You know how they have
like a heart monitor?
Yeah,
or something?
yeah. They do that on like quiz things now, where you have to like stay calm to win like $1 million. Just strap one of those on me and see what happens.
And another thing, these girls and their bouncing titties.
His heart rate is 205.
Yeah. He shouldn't be alive right now.
So I got one quick topic that it's been on my list, and I recently thought about it, and I was like, oh, you know what? I do miss that, but there's like a way around it. Back in our day, we had landline phones, and every year we talk about like one landline story. So this is my yearly landline story.
I didn't realize that was a reoccurring theme.
It was a reoccurring. We don't have any music for it because it's not enough, but we have a landline story. Like last year about my parents and them getting their landline stolen over the seas. Anyway. The real landlines, but before they were like going through a modem and then you just plugged your phone into the modem, like the real hard line coming from the telephone pole. If your telephone
and the operator,
no, not that far back. It's not the wait. Okay, so we have to do this.
Get me Dr. Smith.
In the
future, switchboards will be the size of one football field instead of 2 in the future.
You want to call a friend? You don't have to talk to the operator anymore. You just dial their number.
Directly. It's so annoying going all the way to that 9. 9.
Push button phone.
The dial tone phone.
right. Anyway, so
Press 4 for.
You can get the cops quicker. Dial 911
Yes.
instead of 9.
Yes,
1.
If you see a person of questionable ethnicity going through your neighborhood,
Okay.
you can dial for help quicker
Too far.
with the touch tone phone.
Oh God!
You just hit 3 little buttons instead of 9. Tick, 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 tick.
He just did my joke
Now
over
he's
again.
already.
So,
Already.
back in our day, we
He's already moved into your house and he's dating your daughter.
Oh God, no!
Because you had your rotary
TikTok
phone.
on.
You had your rotary phone and not your new dial tone phone. It's too late. By the time you get to the 1, they've already integrated the high schools. This is the future that we are going to have if you do not switch to your dial tone
I lost my
phone.
bit. It's gone.
What?
All right, no. So
Everyone knows that everything was used for racism in the olden days. So whatever product we're talking about, it was this. It started. That's how they adapted in the first place. It's like they cut that off. Whereas Alexander Graham Bell, it's like, Watson, come in here, I need you. And it's just like, Watson, come in here, I need you. There's a Negro in the neighborhood.
No.
That's what he said.
No,
They cut it off. Alexander Graham Bell was a known racist. This is history. You can't cancel history.
This isn't the history of the phone I was going to talk about.
That was the Morse code. That was the first Morse code because, like,
Morse code.
yeah, because what happened was they were having a party.
Morse code and
See, what happened was,
Where is this topic gone?
That's actually how they
such
invented.
an innocent topic.
That's actually how they invented the text messages, because they were at a dinner party and one of them wanted to tell an inappropriate joke, but they couldn't. So they actually invented the text message so they could just text each other the inappropriate joke and not offend anyone at the dinner party.
Wow.
Yeah, every single invention has been in furtherance of racism or pornography, or like necessitated by it.
Well, I had such an innocent topic. I was like, I'm going to come in with something easy, just a little snippet of something. All right. Well,
Listen, you cannot play that music without me saying
racist things, apparently.
No, I'm reciting history. Look up history, people.
Recant.
Those who do not know history are doomed to repeat it.
Oh, God. Anywho, I was going to say that we grew up just at the turn of the last great telephone line, like a real telephone lines. And I remembered how clear the sound was. Like when you picked up the phone and it was a landline and you called someone, it was an actual direct, like hardline connection. And you could like feel that the other person was like on the other side of the phone. Like if it was
How much money did you spend on phone sex hotlines?
That's what I'm getting at. Like I think phone sex operators was a big thing back then because like do you remember the 1-900 the 1-900 things? Oh my God.
It was the warmth of the actual
they're breathing on it, and it's it's like going into your ear.
You can smell this instead of
you could smell the fake lipstick on, and
what are you wearing right now?
Oh God!
Is it through the digital?
Digital just sucks all the
static
fun
and digital. It takes all the warmth out of it. It might just be an AI phone sex operator.
I just remember
Touch me in my.
There was a time in history that we lived through that
Press
it was the
1
blend.
if you would like to have a threesome fantasy. Press 2 if you'd like to have an anal fantasy.
I remember. Okay, I got a fucking
AI.
story.
I
got to tell a story.
Oh, you about to admit to calling a phone sex hotline right now?
Yes. There used to be this 1-900 number you could call. But it wasn't phone sex operators. It was a chat room.
Was it a pay-per-view order?
It was like chat room before a chat room.
To Ticketmaster.
I want those Knicks tickets.
This is never
I need those Knicks tickets.
It wasn't a phone sex hotline. It was Domino's. But man.
The countdown music got me off.
Joe's a lonely boy.
No,
Joe
there was
off. The tone will be 4:11. Oh, baby, tell me what time it is.
Yeah. Put me back on hold.
Only naughty girls tell me what time it is.
Oh God. I just remember how clear it was, and it was very crystal clear.
Wait, so what's the 900 number?
Let me finish the first real topic. Is that we were?
No one cares about your real topics.
I just want the derailed version. The simple topic was we lived in an era where we grew up with analog and we went through the digital transition. And I remember there was a time when I had my cell phone, like in high school, but we still had a real hardline phone in the house. And I remember
we always would have phone sex with the hard line.
Not we.
Yeah. That's why it was
not you and I.
No, that's why we called it the hard line. I thought because you called me. Could I call you on your cell phone? But you were feeling randy. You'd be like, call me on my hard line, and that's how I knew you wanted phone sex. Wasn't that how it worked?
I don't think
a lot of people don't know that our podcast actually launched as a two-person phone sex line.
This used to be the way we got off. And then we were like, you know what? I'm going to record it so I can listen to it later, so I can jerk off to it later.
You're going to just... It was just too enjoyable.
Yeah,
it was like a sex tape, you know? Yeah.
Oh, this is horrible. I don't even want to. I should have never brought this goddamn
You think we'd be more famous as the first phone sex hotline turned podcast? So we successfully turned from a phone sex hotline into a podcast, and we got no write-up about it at all.
A transition. You think Caitlyn Jenner made a big
That's
transition?
What I'm saying. Yeah, everyone makes a big deal how Howard Stern used to have porn stars riding the Sybian, and now he's interviewing
he's a
Paul
liberal
McCartney.
bitch.
It's like, we used to jerk off to each other on a hard line, and now we're podcasting via Zoom to dozens of people.
Oh my God. I don't even know where I need to go with this story. There used to be a 900 number that you can call in, and it would be other people who would also call in. So it was like
chat roulette or something?
Yeah, it was literally chat roulette before it was chat roulette. And it was on the phone, and I remember.
Wow, so people have always just been lonely, haven't they?
Cavemen have been drawing boobs on the wall.
That's where the drawings were. They weren't stories; they were friends.
They were sex stories. Anyway, so you would call in, and some other fucking chick would call in, probably giant fat ugly girl, and you would connect on the phone, and you would talk, and I believe there was just like a next button. So this was like the beginning before anything, before even Hot or Not, before any of that shit. There was this phone chat thing, and I remember one time I stayed on it because I was talking to a girl I really liked. And for some stupid reason, I didn't think to be like, hey, what's your real phone number? Let me call you back and not be on the 900 number that's charging me $7.99 a minute.
Oh, no. So you just kept calling the 900 number in perpetuity?
No, we just stayed on the phone like the whole day. Oh, my God. And I didn't, I was just so pent up and horny. And I wasn't.
Enamored, Joe. Enamored. Let's use a positive word.
No. I was so fucking horny.
I was so cum crazed.
I was so just into it.
I was so smitten
that I forgot that it was getting charged. And then this is such a horrible, great story. I can't believe I've never told you this story. So then my apartment building burnt down.
And the phone bill never came?
No, the phone bill came, but it was like a month later.
So it's like a phone line that couldn't shut. They already had shut it down or something.
Yeah. So my mom got this phone bill, and she was like, "Yeah, but she was arguing with the phone company about the 900 number being called
because the apartment had burned down.
Because the apartment had burned down.
Using it?
Yes. So it just came out at the perfect time that the records were And they bought it. They didn't understand it either. And they showed when the building burned down and all this stuff. They're like, oh, yeah, someone must have stolen the fucking phone line.
I've always suspected you started that fire. and it's
I burned down my entire complex because I remembered I was still on the 900 number.
I assumed you were trying to cover up a more serious crime than like an $80 phone bill. But I guess, when you're that young, that was like ninth grade, 9th or 10th grade. So
it was ninth grade. It was ninth grade.
$100 is a lot of money. So the only thing you could possibly do is just
destroy
burn down
hundreds of people's lives.
Yeah. He's like, I know. They can't charge me if I burn down my phone.
If the phone doesn't exist anymore. Oh my God.
I've always suspected that you had started that fire.
I did take a lot of photos while it was burning down for proof.
We might need this for...
Yeah. This is going to come back to the statute of limitations. I don't think it's up for
I think it's up. It's up.
Okay. For arson? Nobody died. Okay, yeah, it's up.
Yeah, it's up. I think it's... It's close.
Yeah, but what's the statute of limitations for skipping out on a phone bill? Though?
Oh, that's
AT&T still coming after me.
Yeah. Oh, that's it's like student loan debt. You can't discharge that in bankruptcy. Yeah.
The AT&T mob is like got me on a pen board somewhere with some rope.
To this day, Joe can only use T-Mobile because of the voice recognition technology.
Yeah, they know it was me.
So he's just afraid to go into an AT&T store when he activates the phone.
They just lock me in.
Yeah, when he tries to do the Siri, you're like, oh, well, try out the Siri. And then he says something, and then it sends a signal to AT&T, and they got him finally.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
So did you ever meet the girl?
No, because I was an idiot, and I don't know why, how like horny I was to be that narrow-sighted, to not think, hey, let me get your actual phone number and let's just call each other one-to-one. I think maybe it was a safety thing, but even then we were both like, I don't know.
Safety? Who were you afraid of at that age?
I didn't know. That's what I'm saying. For her, she's not going to give out her. Because at that time, if you got someone's homeland phone number, you know where they live. Yeah. So, I guess that's the reason why and I didn't.
Meanwhile, she probably lives in Saskatchewan.
No, she had like a New York accent. She was probably the next building over for all I knew. It was local. It went according to your area code. So it was only people in your area.
Maybe she started the fire.
She burned down my building.
Well, she was facing the same bill you were.
She walked by the apartment. She heard me talking in the background.
Yeah.
She's like, oh no, it's that stupid kid in 3C.
Yeah, she took like a bathroom break or something. And you went out for a drink and said something to your mom, and then she heard you across the hall. And she's like, oh my God. Same guy. He knows where I live.
She just sets the roof on fire. No one will know.
Oh, that's so sad. Sounds like the one who got away, Joe. That could have changed your life.
Yeah, I got away. I was the one who got away. Almost died.
That's a great story. I didn't know you did anonymous phone sex when you were younger.
Of course I did. Why wouldn't I?
I never even heard of that. Where did you read about that? In the back of a magazine?
You know what? Truly, I actually don't know how I ever discovered that, but it was an absolute thing. It was
for all the 900 numbers. That was probably really hard technology at that time.
Yes, because it was
have random call-in conferencing.
It was
people could just dial in and out. So
yes, it was the most advanced, like, online phone sex thing ever. Because right at that moment was when the internet was like taking that over with AOL chat rooms and, all of the people on that. So this was like their answer. This was like, we're going to stick it to the internet people. Try this on for size. We're going to get real locals to call in, and your phone number is attached to the area. So they have to be within like a 50-mile radius or something.
Well, back then though, we did have a lot less area codes. So technically area code
could have been 1,400 miles away.
Remember, it was a big deal when Suffolk County got its own area code.
Oh, God.
Because when we were younger, it was all of Long Island had one area code. And New York City had like 2, I think.
Yeah, it was 212 or...
And 718, I think, yeah. Yeah, then they had 917. It was all downhill from there.
Yeah, it's still only a 30-mile radius. But either way, it was just one of those things that, I did that. But I remember fondly fondlingly the clarity of what it was like. And now here's to wrap it up for all of you tech people who miss the clarity. The closest thing that comes to that clarity now is if you have an iPhone and you call someone, use FaceTime audio. It is like 4 times clearer than
it does feel like
regular,
you're kind of in the room.
Yeah. So use FaceTime audio, not FaceTime with the video, but just there's an audio only mode, and it's extremely clear sounding. And that's what reminds me of the time that my apartment building got burnt down because I had to have sex on the phone.
So what made you sadder when they shut down MySpace or they shut down AIM?
Oh. I don't remember
as the last active user on both platforms.
as the still only user left on. Yeah, I still have all of my chats open I've never closed them. I had like a battery backup hooked up to the old computer so that it would never lost power.
Yeah, it's funny actually.
It's like the football. It's the nuclear bomb suitcase. They have a battery backup in it, so no matter where it goes, it's always ready.
It's funny. Yeah, Joe saved all of his chats, and so did the FBI. So it's funny. So you wasted all that energy and money. You could have just called up.
Yeah. Just could get the transcripts from them.
You called, can you send me a copy? I forgot what I said.
But you know what? It's out of context. They weren't. We all know that. No, stop. No, it could be different. No, stop it. No. It's it's out of context. I gotta.
The written word is brutal like that. Yeah, you can really read it in whatever way you want to do it. Yeah.
We only had like 4 emojis back then. Everything was semicolon, slash,
the winky face, the frowny face, the smile.
No, but my thing was MSN.
Little, penis with the 8.
Yeah. I moved on very quickly to MSN. That was my sex chat. I mean, that was my
from AOL or from
AOL. I went from AOL
because your Facebook / Instagram / whatever, your social media presence has never been the same since MySpace.
No,
we've done the bit about
I was famous on MySpace.
Joe invented sliding to the DMs. There were girls who knew Joe from his MySpace.
There are girls who still know
multiple
me.
MySpaces.
Yes,
I have a friend. MySpace, his personal MySpace.
I have a friend.
Yeah,
I have a friend. This girl.
She still thinks your name is
no. She knows me from MySpace, from my music MySpace. She was like one of my number 1 fans on there. Okay,
who is it?
I still
Who's
know
number 2.
I think it was Billy Joel's daughter. Anyway, so she and I still talk to this day. We've never met in person. But yeah, she and I are MySpace friends.
Does she think you're famous?
No, of course not. She knows she's probably listened to the podcast at least once or twice.
Oh, hello,
yeah.
Joe's fan.
Yeah. So, but I mean, she makes fun of me.
Did she like our Franklin Street Band segment?
No, I'm sure she did not tune into that. But yeah. So I went from AIM to MSN. MSN Messenger had all of the new emojis, and they were
but no
animated.
one was on MSN Messenger.
Oh, yes, there were. The things that I were on, there was plenty of ladies on MSN. MSN was the classier thing to be on. And they were the ones who came up with the video first.
It's just funny. Like we had AIM.
Yeah, we did.
And then we left AIM. And then everyone started group chats with their friends.
Group chats? What do you mean group? What's a group chat? You mean like texting?
Yeah, like a group text.
Oh, really? I hated that and I never participated.
You have to be invited.
Yeah, I didn't want to be invited. It's okay.
But it's just funny that like in hindsight, like it was very convenient that you could sit like on your computer and like, cause you type much fast. It's even the fastest texter typing is much faster.
Yeah.
So like you could literally sit there and at the computer and talk to all.
You could be the stenographer of yourself and just type out. And you could
talk to everyone at the same time. And instead now you're flipping between your text. So it's funny that AIM went away because it should have just migrated to mobile.
Yeah.
Instead, iMessage and took it over.
Well,
but really, the process worked.
You say this, however, when I had my Palm Pilot.
Jesus.
I wish we had 2000s
in the
music.
future. I remember I was using my Palm Pilot to talk about the water fountain, unauthorized water fountain usage. Yes. On your Palm Pilot. Yes.
It had touchscreen.
Are there Ruskies around? That Soviet wall hasn't fallen yet. That Berlin Wall, that Iron Curtain. You can use your Palm Pilot to document possible spies.
God.
What else can we do in the 80s?
Dude, I turned I had a Palm Pilot. You went with me. Well, I vividly remember one day for my birthday.
Yeah. You're right.
We went together to Staples to buy one.
We did. That's right. Yeah. We went in our 1986 Dodge Caravan with the modern technology, seatbelts, no airbags yet. They haven't been mass produced yet.
The seats did swivel around though. That was
it's only because the bolting was loose.
One bolt on.
Watch your feet. You don't want to have your Palm Pilot fall into the cup that catches the air conditioner leakage as it falls into the footwell of 86
you ever had a car that didn't fill up with water when it rained?
Yes, Joe. But I've only had 4 cars. I never remember the last episode. I listened back, and apparently I forgot. I remember your Ford Explorer, and I remember your James Bond car, your Mazda, and your little crotch
Mazda.
rocket.
I didn't have a Mazda.
You had a Miata. You had a Miata.
I never had a Miata. Are you kidding me? I wouldn't.
What was your little? You had a small ass car before the BMW. What was your small ass car? Before the BMW?
It was another BMW. I had a BMW Z3, and then I had a Z4.
I thought you had a Miata. I thought you had a little tiny.
Never a Miata. No, I had a Honda Civic CRX.
Well, I'm saying So anyway, I guess I forgot your cards, and now I'm realizing I forgot all your dumb things.
Oh my
I remember, we went to the Staples on 33rd Street in Manhattan.
Yes,
and we got you your Palm Pilot, and I think it was it was your birthday. Yeah,
it was my birthday, and we were like, "What are we gonna do?" I'm like, "I'm gonna go buy a Palm Pilot." You came along as my wingman to go buy a Palm Pilot,
and it was freezing.
It was absolutely freezing and windy as fuck,
and there was no one. I think we went right before they closed, and the people hated us.
Yeah. We kept the store open.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah, that was a terror. That's the only time I went to your city apartment.
Yeah.
And we didn't even do anything. We got to do Palm Pilot.
Yeah, I just sat there like a fucking doofus.
How did I even get home? Did I drive in?
I think you took the train.
I definitely didn't stay.
Yeah. Well, anywho. Yeah, so I turned that
Remember
Palm
that time
Pilot?
a girl was missing and she was in your apartment in the city?
Okay, that's very out of context. First of all, she wasn't missing.
Did her parents know where she was?
She neglected to tell her parents where she was, but she wasn't missing. There wasn't a search party. It wasn't 48 hours.
They considered her missing.
No, they didn't. They were in touch with John the Baby Maker. They knew.
Okay, I just remember that one time where everyone was in a panic because you were taking a Canadian girl to your city apartment.
Don't give out too many details. I don't know what's going on. This is international. I don't know what kind of statute of limitations Canada has. There's going to be a Netflix special about me. There has to be at some point.
Yeah, but who could write it?
The guy, it's just going to be like the world's weirdest guy.
But you can't. They'd have to piece
I think
together
between
the podcast.
Me and Theo Vaughn, I think I can give Theo Vaughn a run for his money. Do you listen to anything Theo says?
I used to. I'm familiar with him. I don't. Yeah,
he's on Joe Rogan a lot, and he's got his own.
He used to be on Opie and Anthony all the time. Yeah. Those shows.
He's just as batshit crazy as I am, but he's got some crazy stories and some funny stories. But I think I'm on par with him. I think I could take him. I think I
just don't know how people like food shop.
What's our regular everyday
I just can't picture you
clearly in a giant hazmat
I can't picture you with Kohl's
waiting on a line,
just with a sack of undershirts or something. I just
buying socks.
What? How did you get your mattress?
Yeah,
did you go to
I didn't
the
go
store?
Anywhere. No, I ordered it online. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. People like you, you just
we don't go out in public.
I don't picture just the the most mundane, boring things, like going to Walgreens to buy
standing online at
or
the
something.
bank. Yeah,
and I can't picture it.
No, because I do some of that stuff, but also usually while I'm doing that, I'm doing something else like texting.
Weird.
Exactly. I'm on some sex chat room on my phone.
Like you have a hole in your pocket.
I'm taking fetish videos for some.
Yeah. So you have like a. You are online at the Kroger,
yes,
but you're wearing a chastity cage around your penis.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair enough. Yeah. Okay.
I'm buying socks because the girl that I'm waiting to meet up with has a sock fetish.
Yeah. You are standing online.
There's
Kohl's,
a reason for.
But you have a remote control butt plug, and you're trying not to drop the bags of undershirts.
Or I'm controlling some girl's remote control.
That works too. Yeah. So you're. It looks like you're on your phone at the Kroger,
completely normal, average guy.
You're actually like operating the remote control vibrator in a woman
to
like three states over.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. Yeah. There's just certain people that like.
Yeah, no.
You just can't picture them doing normal, and you're one of them. I just can't picture you doing like the mundane, like signing up for like a Costco membership. Like at the little desk.
No,
like
I don't. Fuck that.
ID,
no.
Like putting the credit card on file. I
purposely never signed up for Costco because I like that I'm forced. Man. No, I like that I'm forced to leave my house. Because if I bought like Costco of everything, I would be stuck in my house for like fucking, like a month or two. I wouldn't have no reason to leave. Fuck that.
Well, how big's your freezer?
I just put it outside now. But I'm saying like I don't. First of all, I don't really freeze food in general. It's.
Oh no, mostly the Costco. The cake's delicious. The tuxedo chocolate cake.
I don't
Shout out. And then
pour Linnell for my friends.
It's all like for the dry goods.
I don't know. I like that.
You have to go to like the little corner store.
I like that I'm forced. Listen, I'm serious. I purposely during COVID, I purposely wouldn't buy more toilet paper than I had to for two reasons. One was so I wasn't the assholes out there who like hoarded it. But two, it forced me to leave my house and have some kind of purpose in life and activity to do than to sit around at home and jerk off. I'll at least go in public for like 10 minutes at a time and
jerk off at the store.
Jerk off in the back room at the store.
The thrill in it.
Yeah. But like so I don't have a Costco. I don't have a BJ's. I don't have any of those, big box store things because I like to be forced to be like, I guess I need to go buy more paper towel now. It's like I actually have to leave because I'm so comfortable with not being around people that I just won't do it if I'm not forced to do it. On that note,
I feel bad for those people. Like, oh God, here's that guy who buys one roll of toilet paper at a time again, flirting with me. Oh Jesus, here he comes again. Yeah. Wait, where's Samantha today? She that's weird. She's always on her break when I come in for my daily roll of toilet paper.
my 1.50 roll of toilet paper.
Yeah. John actually, Joe actually buys like one ply at a time. He comes in with like a nickel. He puts it down, takes like 4 sheets, like goes home.
Just go back.
Wipes, comes back like an hour later. Like, I seem to have. You're kind of walking funny because like you underestimate how much you needed. So like you put down like a quarter this time. You go back. Single serve.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna tease. I got another great Joe story for next episode of something that I've done like that.
Everyone knows that Joe likes to eat the entire like 3-sleeve thing of Oreos at once. But so he sees people, he buys like the little 2-pack at a time, and just goes back every 15 minutes to buy another 2 Oreos.
Very expensive. If you buy the whole bag, it's only like $3.50. Yeah. But if you buy the little snack size thing, it's 99 cents each.
Rooms you would have had in your house if you weren't like buying like those little 1-ounce vodka bottles all the time. Like, I don't know. I was thinking of the small. That's the smallest thing I can think of.
Yeah. No, that's just like the 3 cookie Oreo package. It's literally 3 cookies.
That someone's joke is like, it's funny that the smaller the bottle of alcohol, the bigger the drinking problem you have.
Oh God, yeah.
Because like those little pocket sized ones.
Yeah, if you're finding them under the pillow, just run.
Like if someone buys like a handle of Captain Morgan, it's well, that makes economic sense. If they're buying like the little 1 ounce one, it's
they're
like,
just trying to hide it.
Yeah. But meanwhile, you're spending probably
$40%
more
a day.
$5 a shot. Instead of Well, that's basically what you're doing, so you can see people. So like
it's the price to pay.
I'll have one chicken nugget, please. So they come in six. One chicken nugget.
That's how you become friends with people, dude.
I'll have two.
That's how you become the local. That's how you show up, and everybody's like, "Oh, I got you. Don't even order. I got you."
So I'm very proud to say, and this is the last thing I'll say.
Okay,
is that my son knows all of the people who work at the grocery store by name because I take him with me every week.
Great.
So now he goes in, because I'm not weird like you. I don't go every day, but I do enjoy going.
You enjoy going out and seeing the world. Yes.
I know the lifeguards at the pool story. I know the guy who checks me out as a Steelers fan. Those little things. But I started bringing my son all the places. Now my son knows all the people at the rack.
It's like a fucking Truman Show.
Oh, that's great. If something ever happens to me, you can just do the podcast with my kid.
Yeah, great.
So it'd be fine.
Oh my God.
Everyone needs a successor, Joe. I'm very concerned.
Great.
If you get hit with a bus, who am I going to podcast with?
AI me, of course.
Okay, well, you got to start developing that. Okay, spend less time buying your single plies.
It's been developed. I'm just waiting for the right opportune moment.
Well, I don't know when you're breaking out stories like your 900 number. I'm not sure.
Dude,
I'm not sure.
I can't believe I haven't told you that story. I can't believe it's been this many seasons with me not talking about that.
They'll master self-driving before they can invent a computer that will
come up with my kind of crazy
a 900 story that flows perfectly into an arson. I mean, that's this. The computer would explode. They would cancel the AI. I'd be like, no, the AI is not working. It's telling a phone sex story and an arson story at the same time. Clearly, the AI is buggy.
This is why you tune into us because
well done, Joe.
Only we can come up with this shit.
Well done.
Well, yeah, I got a great other story.
Well, we'll be back next week.
Yep, we'll be back every week.
You can wish me a happy birthday next week.
Yes, exactly. It's gonna be everybody's birthday next week.
Yeah. Oh, I have birthdays every week next month, so we can just wish someone every week.
Great. Well,
Mike's coming birthdays.
Oh yeah.
Oh, by the way, it's funny knowing who doesn't listen to our podcast. Yes. I told one of my friends. He's like, he saw on Instagram. He's like, I think your wife's pregnant. You guys have another kid? I'm like, yeah, we are. And meanwhile, I announced on the podcast 2 weeks before that.
Yeah.
I'm like, this motherfucker
doesn't know.
He used to listen. This motherfucker doesn't listen anymore.
Yeah, that's what happens.
I'm listening. Yeah, I know you.
We all know. We all know who is and isn't listening because we have your IP address.
It's true.
Anyway.
But not your numbers because you're too dumb to ask.
But it's still hidden behind that 1-900 number.
Yeah, no, Joe's still calling.
I gotta look up that number.